Hello, crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. Welcome to the first Cardon Bleu Card Club. In this video, you're going to create these two simple Cardon Bleu cards. Cardon Bleu is the name of the Paper Chef, who is me. I'm Kimberly Smith, the Paper Chef. And my card club is called Cardon Bleu. And in this monthly card club, you get all the pieces sent to you. You actually get way extra paper so you could cut the DSP yourself. We're going to do that together. And then all the pieces are sent to you and you can put together 8 simple cards super easily. Now, these cards are the ones we're creating. We're using Countryside In Designer Series paper and using the Circle Saying stamp set. And then I'll give you a little sneak peek at the end of this as to the next stamp set we're using for the July club. And there'll be another video, maybe 2. It's going to take 2 videos to show you the other 4 cards that you're creating with the Cardon Bleu Card Club. Now, these are each different because when you get this paper, and I'll show you what's in a club kit in a moment. When you get this paper, you get 12 different sheets of paper, so you can't make any 2 cards exactly alike for this paper. But for this paper, you can make 2 cards exactly alike because you're getting 2 sheets of each of the paper. Okay, so anyway, I've already cut all the pieces, and I'm not going to do all this for you because that's the whole great thing about having a kit. We're just going to put them together and cut the DSP. All right, so what's in a kit? How do you sign up? All that good stuff. And by the way, I used some circle punches and some dies. All right. We have an easy sign-up method. You don't even need to do any die cutting. You're just going to need a trimmer and some adhesive. You go to my offerings in the description of this video, and it says Paper Chef Offerings, and that's where you're going to find out how to sign up for the kit. And you can use like what's called PayPal subscription sign up. Or if you're on my newsletter, you'll see a different way to sign up. So join my newsletter too as well when you're in that section. All right, I'm trying to show you everything. I only have 1 kit left, and then I made mistakes, so I actually have to send this kit out tomorrow because I sent a kit to the wrong place. So anywho, this is what's in a kit. So enough stuff. So you get, in this month's kit, it was 12, there were 4 medium envelopes in this bag. I'm just going to show you what was in here. And you're going to take out this paper and cut it up for your cards. So you get 4 medium white envelopes, and you have all of this designer series paper from the Countryside In Suite. It's just beautiful paper. I chose to use it because I thought, hey, it's Cardon Bleu. Let's make a blue card. So then I thought, what paper has the most blue? It's this one. Not saying we're going to make blue cards every single month, but why not make blue cards since we're called Cardon Bleu? And then because they're double-sided and you have 2 sheets of each, you're able to make the exact same designs twice. Normally in the card club, there will only be, well, not normally, I shouldn't say normally. Nothing's normal in my world. But normally, okay, not normally. Typically, we're going to be creating 4 different designs, but this month we created more than that. And I still need to label these with the name of the paper. Now, this is Inked Botanicals. So you get this Inked Botanical paper. And you see how there's 24 designs because you're getting 12 sheets of 6x6. So you would only get 1 sheet of this, and then that's the back. So you don't have 2 of the same pattern, which is why, here, let me go like this. Which is why every design, let me show you backside, is different on that card when we made 4 different cards. And I come up with the designs each month. They're fresh new designs with fresh new materials and papers, new colors of inks or whatever is in the catalog. Sometimes we'll be using some of the online exclusives, but most of the time I'm giving you samples from the annual catalog, or in September we'll start using things from the holiday catalog. We'll do some kind of holiday card club soon. You get the 4, well, there should have been 4. Oh yeah, there are 4 vanilla envelopes. So every month you get 8 envelopes. Sometimes it's going to be very vanilla. Sometimes it's going to be basic white. More likely, more time than not, you're going to get the basic white envelopes. Then, you know, because you'll get 8 of those, because only a couple of our papers, let me flip that over. Only a couple of our papers coordinate with very vanilla. So a couple months we'll do very vanilla. Most of the time we'll do basic white. So then you get all the card bases. Let me show you what those look like. Okay, instead of opening that, I'm just going to show you. So I cut all the card bases, I scored them, and I folded them because they're nice and neat, easier to ship when I folded them. So go ahead and take out this card base. You'll make 2 of those. So we have a vertical design. Those of you that are starting from scratch, just go ahead and cut your card bases. 11 inch by 4 1/4. But I did all that work for you. It's a labor of love. Then I gave you inside your cards, the things you need for the inside of your card. Let me just go ahead and attach that as I'm talking. Let me see. See how easy it will be to put together. I have to find my glue. So you can use, you can use glue, Seal Plus, what have you. Let's see. And you were all also given this glue. That's why I'm trying to use this glue to show you how easy it is to use this glue, because you were all given a bottle of this glue as one of your little perks, one of your little gifties from me. All right, so anywho, you got the Countryside Inn, Inked Botanicals. Then you got all these little bags of card bases. And in your bags, you got 2 of everything that I'm showing you. So you got 2 of these Night of Navy card bases, 4 of the white pieces to put in the inside, just like that. So go ahead and do that. And then you got 2. Okay, so that was 2 Night of Navy. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. 2 boho blues. Now the boho blues were cut the other way, 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, so if you're not the type that can go cut your own card bases and you're not sure of it yet, you're a new card maker, then that's the reason you should be joining the club, because everything's done for you. And I eat this shit for breakfast. That's an expression, guys, okay? I don't mind cutting card bases because I do it while I'm watching Netflix. And now my new thing is Peacock. And I joined Peacock streaming services. So after I spend like a lot of time in my she shed, I go in, I make some embellishment packets for you and do extra little things. All right, so that's the inside of the cards. So I know you get 2 of those, 2 of those, 4 of the white sheets. That would be a card pack. Then in this one, you would get, and you would get all the pieces that are cut for you. Actually, this pack is incomplete. That's the one I have to send. That's one I have to complete. Your packages look more like this. So you have all the pieces you need die cut, 2 of each, plus a couple extra circles and embossed pieces. So you get 2 Calypso Coral that were like this, right? And you get 2 very vanilla card bases. We're not going to show you all that. I'm not going to open that bag, but you get 2 of the inside will be very vanilla. 2 of the inside are petal pink. See, like, because you can't put very vanilla inside a very vanilla card. So inside the very vanilla card, we put petal pink. That all coordinates with Ink Botanicals. I have loads and loads of these extra little things. I gave you, so if you're using 2 for the cards, I'm just going to take out the ones we need right now. That's the ones I'm using for the cards, but then I gave you extra ones punched out. I gave you extra pieces, so in case you mess up or you need extra pieces, you can make extra cards. Then I embossed these for you, and these pieces here. These pieces will be part of this next set we make later this week. We're going to do all the card club this week. I'm going to try to do it the 3rd week of the month. I'm sending out the kits. You have to sign up by the 10th of the month. Then on the 3rd week of the month, I'm going to do all the videos for you. At the very latest, the last week of the month. Depends on after I send out the kits. So anyway, I embossed these pieces of Lost Lagoon for you. What else do we have in here? You got little embellishment packets in your kit. You got a pack of little iridescent pearl basic jewels, but some of you might have got regular pearls because we might have ran out of those pearls. Champagne rhinestone basic jewels. You're going to use these jewels on these cards. So I give you things that you're actually going to use, but you have a few extra. You're using the champagne jewels on these simple cards, and you're using the pearls for these cards here. So you're going to use everything I send you, but you have extras. See how it is? You have extras. Now, there you go. So you get these little packages. Now, let's go ahead and stamp those. And let me show you what else you get. This is not all. And that's not all. I sound like a TV, what is it called? An infomercial lady. And that's not all. There's more. And there's more. All right, so you get this package of little ribbon, which is Night of Navy. We're going to use this right now. So let's just go ahead and open it because we're going to use it. So what you want to do is you're going to use the Night of Navy piece. The Night of Navy and Petal Pink you're going to be using in your cards. Not this card. This card you're just using the Night of Navy. Over here you're using the Pool Party and the Petal Pink. So all the ribbons I gave you, you're using. My mom, who's 91 years old, she helps with my business. You have to do this, by the way, because she puts these on there pretty tight. So get in there and kind of do this to get your ribbon to go straight a little bit, right? Or just put it in a humid area like in Georgia. It flattens out in a minute if you just take it off of this little thing. But she wraps these for me. She measures them for me and gives everybody all the samples. She does all my ribbons for me for my in-color club and my card club. But she can't do the embellishments because she can't see. So what happened is when I had her help me do embellishments, they started popping off and she couldn't see where they went. And then we spent so much time looking for them that I decided I'm doing the embellishments and she's doing that. All right, what else we get this month? Let me just looking in here. You got a little paper that says how to join the card club. Here's a QR code. You could join the card club here. Here, I'll just leave that there. You take a picture of it. So this is, my printer's running out of ink here. That's a QR code. You got a little chocolate that I got from Europe, some Toblerone chocolate I got from the airport. And everybody got a bottle of glue as a bonus. And you saw I'm using the glue right now. We're going to use the glue as much as we can. And what else? There was this extra bonus paper that we don't even need because it's extra. It's a fun paper. I'm going to try to give you some bonus each month, whether it be paper or something else. Like maybe this next month is some more adhesives. I'll try to always give you something extra goodies. Every 6 months, you'll also get a swag bag. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on a stamping block as I talk. So that's what the card club is like. Lots of fun, right? A lot of done for you, but it was funny. I asked, can't remember who I asked now. I was like, would you like the extra paper or would you like me to cut it for you? I think it was Linda. She's probably here now. And she's like, duh, give me the extra paper. I'll cut it myself. So my club members like having extra stuff and then they cut the shapes themselves, right? All right, let's see what we're doing here. So we're going to go ahead and get out the assignment here. The assignment is Night of Navy, Because You're Awesome, and Boho Blue. All right. I say assignment. You know, I used to be a teacher, so this is like, I'm calling this an assignment. It's really not an assignment. It's just for fun. It's a project. Because You're Awesome is going to get mounted onto a block. Let's use a stamping block D. And because it's like a dark card, you can use the Night of Navy ink. Anyway, all this is only $39. Whether you subscribe or you go month to month, you will get swag every 6 months. You're going to get a swag bag. So that's in addition to this really awesome kit, this labor of love, you're going to get a swag bag. I'm just doing 2 in case I mess up. So all you got to do is go Night of Navy. Now, where did these little shapes come from? I don't have the package here with me because I did all this ahead of time for you. If you only have a circle punch, go ahead and use your circle punch right now. Let's see which one will match. This one is a die. Yeah, this is about a 2 1/4. If you're trying to use a circle, so go ahead and use, it's kind of like a 2 1/8, I think. I have that circle punch nearby too. But this is a stylish shapes die. See that? Stylish shapes. It has stitching around the edges. So we're going to go ahead and use Night of Navy. We can close the Night of Navy, and now we're going to get out the Boho Blue. And we're going to do some little rays in the Boho Blue. The little rays that go around the up and above and below, Because You're Awesome. This is such a great little set. And we are going to be using this set again next month because the set, well, we won't just use this set, but the set we chose, when I say we, meaning you chose in your club, Card on Blue, I had you all vote, and you picked the next month's stamp set. And in that stamp set, it didn't have any sentiments. So I was like, what am I going to do for sentiments? By the way, this is the die. This is what the die looks like that I used. And I was like, we're going to use some sentiments from here next month. Because that way, I already know my card club members have this stamp set, right? So we can use that. All right, so I've been playing with this month's paper pumpkin kit. And I'm just using my chamois here. My friend Kathy was here visiting. She soaked my chamois, and after several days later, the chamois is still wet. Isn't that cool? Keep it in a stamp case like this, and it's still wet. So I like how it stays wet. Anyway, that's what I have this little set of dies that go with the paper pumpkin kit. So this flower is not from here. I'm just using the stamping block right now. So that is called stamping block B. So you're going to go ahead and get the Boho Blue, and you're going to just test it out. Always test it out. And also, I don't want you to just test it out. I want you to do what's called stamping off. So stamp on, stamp off. That'll make it lighter, and it's a little bit nicer when you stamp off. So stamp on, and then flip it over, and stamp off. Okay, we'll decide which one we like better at the end. Here, we'll just do another one. Okay, stamp on, stamp off. I sound like Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. Okay, so you're going to put these little rays in Boho Blue. I don't know. Left or right, they both look cute. I think the one on the right is more centered. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to use the one on the right. We can close the boho blue for now. We will need it again for the next card. But now you're going to take these pieces, which I did for you. Again, labor of love. This is an awesome value because you get all these little samples. That is from the embossing folders. They're called the Basic 3D embossing folders. A great little set of embossing folders. I'm just going to go ahead and get some embellishments there. I was going to see if I could show you those embossing folders. Maybe I can. Maybe I will. Here we go. This is what they look like. This is an online exclusive item. I use the heck out of these. So I cut the circles for you, and then I emboss the circles for you using the 3D Basics 3D embossing folders. They come in a set of 3 for $30. But I just used this one here. That's the one I used the most. That's also what I used for your Lost Lagoon. So now we're going to put a few dimensionals on there. And I'm thinking that's going to be your little bonus adhesive. I'm going to try to put adhesives in every kit. Some kind of little bonus adhesive or something, maybe not adhesive, some kind of like tool. Maybe one month it'll be a brush of some kind. But I think next month we're going to give you some of these. Then you can use them for several months to come. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to put that on there. And let's go ahead and do the other one too because we can, because we're making 2 cards at once. Well, I'm only going to make 1, but you're going to make 2 cards at once with your supplies. So at the end of this like little session, you're going to have 4 of your 8 cards done. And that's pretty cool because they're going to be just so simple. And then you can send them to people and tell them that they're awesome. And thank them and do all kinds of fun stuff, right? So that's that. Now you're going to go ahead and get your glue again and, or your regular adhesive, flat adhesive. Now notice I put the flat side down because it adheres better, the embossed side up. All right, now we need to cut our paper. And it's just a typical cut. It's one of those where, typical matte DSP, where I say typical, it's the one I use the most. We're going to do 4 inches by 5 1/4. And we're going to use the little piece that has, here we go, the foxes on it. So the only thing you want to keep aware for this piece of Countryside in Designer Series paper is you want to make sure that you cut this horizontally. So when you take out your 6x6 paper, make sure your foxes are oriented in this pattern. So I hope that oh, there's Linda now. You were the one, yeah, that was you saying, she's like, duh, I want more paper. Because I asked her, she's a card club member, and I said, Linda, would you rather have me cut all the paper for you ahead of time or just give you the 12 sheets of DSP? And she's like, that's not even a question, duh. She's like, give me the extra DSP and I'll cut it myself, right? So you're cutting it yourself, and you're getting 5 1/4 by 4. That's what you're doing. And then you're going to have loads of extra paper for loads of extra cards when you're done. Okay? And you're going to put it like that, and we're going to now, at the same time, well, we're not going to flip that one. At the same time, you're going to cut the other little piece, and we needed that to be, it's going to be 3/4 of an inch, this little piece. So what you want to do is make this little piece. See how there's cute little dots on it? Just want to make it 3/4 of an inch. Make sure you get some dots on it. And if not, line it up in a good way that you get your dots on there. Now, what I like to do, this is just my own personal preference, is when I have something like this, right? I like to cut it with scissors. I like to cut the excess off with scissors because no matter how hard you try, you never get the exact amount. Like you never get it to exactly line up with your card. So that is 3/4 of an inch. I'll write it down for you, don't worry. By 5 1/4 inch, and we're just going to do this, right? So now if we trim it off ourselves, we know that we're never short paper because you're either always short or you have too much. It's like always. So I like to do it that way, and I like to take my little paper snips, and go like that. Boom. See? Now you have the perfect piece that matches every time. So we'll put that on the boho blue. But before we put on the boho blue, we're going to wrap the ribbon around the back. So again, we're going to use that glue again, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just use some extra ribbon like that. So we'll just put a piece down there. You basically don't want to cover up your cute little dots, right? There's these cute little dots. So we want to put the little ribbon. And all this is doing, by the way, is adding another layer of texture to your card. So you're taking this ribbon. And by the way, this is on clearance. So if you want to find this ribbon, It's on clearance. I've had it for a while. I put it in your kits, but then I realized, hey, the colors haven't retired. Just the ribbon itself has retired. So isn't that pretty cool? So we can use this Night of Navy, or it could be Misty Moonlight. This ribbon, cotton, it's something like cotton ribbon duo-pack. And then it has, not this piece here. That's a hitchhiker here. This is the part that comes with it. Petal Pink, which is part of the other Ink Botanicals paper. So that is pretty cool. I was like, hey, you have a ribbon that hasn't retired yet. I mean, the ribbon has retired, but the colors have not retired yet. That's what I really like. I like being able to get things in clearance that still we can use because the colors still coordinate. So I'm just putting a little bit of Seal Plus behind there because it helps hold the ribbon in place. All right, so that's good. Yep, I like it. So I'm just tucking the ribbon behind. If you don't want to do it that way, just trim the ribbon off the edges. But it tends to fray a little bit if you do it if you just sort of trim it off. If you wrap it around the back, it doesn't fray. Now this time, instead of using glue, because I don't want this to pop up, I'm just going to use Seal Plus. And I'm going to put this piece of DSP onto my boho blue. I'm putting a little extra adhesive there, see? Boho blue card. The one that earlier we put the white inside, right? Isn't that nice? And you already have a message. You already have a place for your message. Oops. I don't want to put the little foxes upside down. All right. So Countryside in paper, by the way. I'm having so much fun with this paper right now because it coordinates with this month's paper pumpkin kit. So I'm making all kinds of stuff. It coordinates. So if you haven't seen this month's paper pumpkin kit, check this out. Look at that. Look at the envelopes. I mean, how cool is this paper? Look at this. That's the exact paper, but in Calypso Coral. Isn't that cool? That's the paper pumpkin. And there's some other cool cards too. Like that's a cool card. But you know what I did with like most of these cards? The Night of Navy, I just embossed them. I just took them apart. All right, back to this card. All right, so there we go. And then we're going to put that there. And then we are done. So we could probably, I would probably use rolling adhesive, right? But it's going to kind of curl. So I'm thinking what might look better, because there is ribbon there, is I think it's a little better if we just sort of pop it up with dimensionals. But don't put dimensionals right where the ribbon is. You know, leave a little opening there, because that way you don't have an extra little hump there. Hump-dee-dee-dump. See how simple our card club can be. So there we go. Boom. Because you're awesome. I'm going to push down on this one. I probably should have done it 2/3. I did this one 2/3 of the way up, and this one I just centered. So, you know, it's up to you. Which way do you want it? Okay, which one do you like better? Let's say, I'm going to say this is the one we just made, or that was my sample. So do you like this or that? And we're going to go ahead and put some pearls on it. Do you like it with this in the center, or do you like it with, it's like more of like a third down? Do you like this or that? I'd like to hear what you have to say. That was more of just a mistake, or kind of like me going, I didn't want to block all the foxes or anything. Not a mistake. I made my samples so long ago that I, don't remember sometimes. So anyway, either way is fine, but I just like to see what your preference is. Now I'm looking for the pearls or some bling. Okay, I'm looking for these little guys, and you're going to just throw a few of these on there. Pearls. And what I did is I think I put them inside the middle of a flower. Okay, so you guys liked it. It's, wow, this, and that. I'm getting this, and I'm getting centered, which I mean, centered, you mean this. They're both centered. This one's a third of the way up. So they're actually, this is centered, but the difference is that one has, I put these little guys inside. Here, I'm just going to put them inside flowers. I think that looks cute, right? Here's one. We'll put one up there. Just take 3 to 5 pearls. Do some kind of early, not early, odd number. You could even use a pearl as one of the eyes of one of the foxes or something too. All right, so that card is done. And we're still getting fun comments. All right, so let me say hi and write down the measurements, and then move on to the next card. Let's see. All right, so the card. This was a boho blue. So it was This is going to be a quickie right down here. This is the card itself, right? This was 8.5. I have to visualize everything, guys. This is how I do things. So this was 5.5. All right, so that was this was boho blue. This is one of our new in colors. And then we have DSP. We'll call this DSP1, and then we'll call it DSP2. So we're going to go like DSP. DSP1 is going to be, you know, this bigger piece. And it was 5.25 by 4 inches. So you're cutting your own DSP. DSP2 was like this. So it was still 5.25, right? But it was only 3/4 of an inch. But or long enough where you can get the cute little dots to show. So if you want it to be bigger, that's fine, but you want the little dots to show. And then the piece of ribbon is just longer than that. And then we use stylish shapes dies. Okay, now next card. Next card is going to be like this. We'll go ahead. It's going to be sort of like the horizontal card. I mean, not horizontal, vertical card, where it's going to be 11 inches by 4.25. So that's what this card's going to be. And this will be Night of Navy. Night of Navy. Let me move this up here so you can... I hope that cutting machine doesn't fall off my table. By the way, I wore blue. I wore blue for the occasion. In my Sunday best. Hey, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I know not many of them watch my show, but hey, you're married to a lot of fathers. Hey, mostly, I think my show is here. My YouTube channel is like 94% women. But hey, happy Father's Day to your husbands. Let's see. Night of Navy. Where was I? Night of Navy. Night of Navy. There we go. I'm just going to go and write down the next piece. At least this part. This part is going to be DSP1. DSP1. And we have this part is going to be like this. And I'm just showing you this because it's trees, and then you want to make sure you get the pattern right. Whereas this one, you want the little fox to be like horizontal, and this one, you want the trees to be vertical like that. Still the same measurements, but it's going to be 5.25 along this way by 4 inches. And then those, we'll just wing it. I can't remember the exact measurements. I wrote them down in my little book. But then, I mean, who knows? I wrote down all kinds of stuff in my little book here. Oh, Inks Botanical. Here we go. I did write it down. Ha! Good. Let me look at my book. This was from so long ago. Let me see. It went like this. I said the outside one was 1 3/4. 1 3/4 inch high. Okay, and then I said this, so that would be DSP2. DSP2, and then we said the DSP3. All right, something's going to fall off the table. We're going to have to push this up higher. Getting my ink back. DSP3 is going to be 4 inches by 3, still 4 inches. So same by 3/4 inch. All right, let's try it. See how close we came. All right, getting the paper. All right, I have some trees already here. See if it's already the right measurement, which already says 4 inches. That's cool. So let's go ahead and flip it over around and do the 5.25. And let's test it. Looks good to me. I always test it before I go any further. Let's flip this guy around. Not the right paper. We need a different one. We need this one from before. So we're going to say 1, what did I say? 1 3/4 by 4. Now let's look at our sample. And I wanted the dots to be at the bottom and the top. So dots, top and bottom. I think let's flip it around and try this. All right, let me say hi while I'm doing all this. Oh, you're waiting for your paper pumpkin still? I can't believe I got mine. I got one of mine. Hello, Kathy from Backyard Stamper. And thank you for including me in your newsletter. That was so cool. Even though I wasn't looking in the picture, but that wasn't your fault. We can blame that on the photographer. Huh. How come it's like, 1 3/4. It's blue. All right, let me just do this. Let me just go like this and go. I'm just going to cut along the blue and see if I can start on that way. It seems like we need a little piece of this blue in there for it to work. A little piece of blue, and then I'm going to flip it over. 1 3/4. I think that's the trick. Yeah. Okay, so that's the trick. You see the trick? This is the way you need it. The reason it's 1 3/4 is because, look, you need a little bit of the blue on top and a little bit of blue on bottom. In order to make this little 3/4 inch piece fit across there and still get both dots showing, that's what you're going to need. All right, now we're going to do the 3/4 inch piece. I'm just going to find that scrap as I'm saying hi to you guys. I'm getting distracted as easily. Hello, Deborah from New South Wales, Australia. Hello, Darlene. I'm glad you love this paper. We're using it for 2 cards, but you actually are, if you have enough to make 4 cards, if you're in the Card on Blue Club, you can make 4 cards with the patterns we're doing, with the supplies, and you can make a lot more with your own cardstock. I'm just looking for the piece I need. I think it's this one. Little stripes? Nope, these stripes don't look the same. Where did I get those stripes? Let's see if it's behind the little foxes. It's not behind the foxes. I'm guessing they're the right stripes because I'm out of paper. Oh, here's one. I guess they're the same as that. It's the one behind the birds. Although the stripes look further apart. Don't they? Well, you know what? Some are close together and some are far apart. But that does look like the paper to me that I used. All right, so 3/4 of an inch. And you want to, again, just make sure your paper is, when you cut it, you got these little ridges showing, because I just think it looks cool like that. All right, now we're going to go back to this, and we're going to glue these 2 together. Or actually, we don't need to glue them. We can just use rolling adhesive, right? Your Seal Plus. I'm just going longer than I need, because I'm gonna put this on the card, cut it on the card. And you're going to get your measurements back, not too worry. I'm just kind of centering it there. All right, so you want something like that. And now we're going to put that onto the other card and then cut it. Or not onto the card, onto this piece and then cut it. All righty. Back to saying hello before I start gluing. Bonnie Hammond, nice to see you. Glad you are also a light night crafter on this Father's Day Sunday. Well, you know, it's Father's Day in the U.S. It's probably not Father's Day all around the world, but Darlene loves the paper. Linda's here. Midge is here. You got your kit already. We're having bingo this Friday, so I'm glad you got your bingo kit. Hello, Lisa. Ginger Snap, nice to see you. I love your name. I've always said that. Hello, Betty. Miss Lucky Betty, who always wins drawings in all of our groups. She's one of the Paper Chefs and Beehive members. She's always winning prizes. But you know what? That's because she plays to win. If you don't play, you don't win. She's in every challenge because she shows up. So hello, Betty. Nice to see you. I'm just putting a little bit of glue there. And then what I'm doing is I'm putting this like this, and then I'm going to trim off the part I don't want. I just think it's easier than trying to measure out the 4 inches wide, because then I know I have exactly enough to cover it. Otherwise, I'm like a 1/16 of an inch short, and I'm like driving me crazy. So anyway, that's how I've just decided to do my little strips in the middle from now on. Well, not from now on. Sometimes if I'm doing like a lot of cutting for people, then I will cut all the pieces ahead of time. But it's just when I'm doing them for myself, I just cut the pieces like this as I trim off the excess. All right, so that's that. Here, let me leave that there so you can see that. Find my Night of Navy piece that we put the white inside of. And we're using our nice little glue for our cards that you got in your kit. So there doesn't seem to be any extra kit, but if I do end up making an extra kit with all the parts. So Kathy had a good idea. She said maybe once in a while you could offer your previous Card on Blue kits. Because right now, if you sign up, you're not getting this kit. You're getting the July kit. So I may offer previous kits in the future. But you're going to get 2 different kinds of like paper to make another couple different kinds of cards. I don't use the same products. I use lots of different products. Like each month I'm going to change up the DSP and we're going to change up the stamp set. And again, but we might use some of these same sentiments. All right, looks like we need to do thank you and the flowers in boho blue. And I'm not sure if I off-stamped it, so we're going to test it. We're going to see if I off-stamped it, meaning it might be a really juicy stamp set and I might have had to stamp off. So I'm opening the boho blue, putting that there. And we need the thank you from here, from the circle sayings. That was just stamped regular, I'm pretty sure, but it was the flowers that might be stamped off. So the flowers are over here, so you want to get the flowers. You don't bring me flowers anymore. Okay, let me get this little chamois. Every once in a while you wash your chamois, but it still looks like it hasn't been washed, but it actually was washed. It does stay wet, but then it also stays stained, but that's okay. It works. All right, just wiping it on my shirt to get that water off. So you haven't got your June paper pumpkin kit yet either, Betty. I'm glad to get mine, and it's weird because I get all my other packages later on the East Coast, but that one I got. Okay, so what I'm doing is you really should put it like that. So put the thank you down, like so. And then you're going to go, ooh, that came out nice. Did I use boho blue or did I use balmy blue? I'm thinking I'm going to use boho blue, but I'm going to go see if I can grab the balmy blue for the flower. So let's put that down here. I'm thinking I used, balmy blue is one of the colors too. Yeah, boho blue is pretty dark. Let's get balmy blue. Well, you know what? I should really check to make sure. When I say check, I'm talking about the catalog. All right, so I check, and or else I might have off-stamped it. It just doesn't seem like the same color at all, does it? All right, Darlene loves the paper. Let's see. You guys might even know this quicker than me because you probably have the paper sitting in front of you with your package. Hey, your first live, Jackie. Nice to see you. So nice to see you on lives. I'm here a lot this week. You know, when I'm home and I'm not traveling, I'm here a lot. Hello, Teresa Martin. Nice to see you. What I'm doing is I'm just looking at the little section in the back here with it. There's a little section of DSP. I probably passed it. It says accessories, hobbies. And it will tell me like the coordinating colors of all the DSP. See, this is what I'm looking for. To see, before I use a color, I want to make sure it's included. All right, it says balmy blue. Okay, I'm good, right? Balmy blue, boho blue, misty moonlight, night of navy. So we're good. You saw me use balmy blue for this over here. You know, and then I used that was boho blue. So I must have used balmy blue because this flower, well, maybe I didn't. Maybe that was boho blue. Let's try it with balmy blue and see what happens. Because it just seems like so dark, but now it's lightening up. How weird is that? The color just gets lighter when it's sitting there. Strange things. I'm just digging for a big stamping block. I'm using this one for my paper pumpkin. Is there a video for card on blue? No, yeah, there'll be a few videos. Janet, this is the video for card on blue. You are here in the right place, Janet. So this right now, you're watching the video for card on blue, the card club. I'm trying this with balmy blue to see how it works out here. I'm kind of liking it. I'm digging it. But I don't know if it's going to match the paper that much. It'll match that. I think I might go back. Let me just go back to the one that I used in the first place. Maybe I off-stamped it. Ooh, that's so dark. No, let's stamp it again and see what happens. I think I did. Let's go back to the balmy blue, the boho blue. I'm going to go like that. Boho blue. And then I'm going to stamp it off and stamp it back on here. I think that's what I did in the first place. Let's try it. This is why it's good to take notes. Oh, I like that. I like it, but I'm going to try it. I'm also going to try it just so you have some choices and some design choices, right? So we're going to stick that there. That was off stamping boho blue. Now we're going to off stamp Now we're going to do both. We're going to do the balmy blue. I'm going to make the sentiment in balmy blue and the flowers in balmy blue. Okay, so let's try it. All right, so that was, and by the way, I'm not cleaning my stamp because the colors are very similar. I'm just cleaning it with my hand. I'm doing as Sarah. Sarah always cleans it with her hand. Like on the videos, it's pretty funny. I'm like, I do that too. All right, should I off stamp or just, no, I'm going to go for this one and just stamp it straight on. Now with the boho blue, it's a brand new stamp pad, right? So this was so juicy, I off stamped it and then did that. For the balmy blue, I just stamped it right on there. I'm liking it, but we'll see what I like better. We'll try it. Oh, it does match these little flowers, so I'm liking it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that sentiment. Now I do need to clean that off a little because there's like, you know, a little bit of ink inside the crevices. We're going to try the balmy blue sentiment. Ooh, it's got very wet. So, what could I wipe it on? I can't wipe this one on my shirt because my shirt has some white on it. I have to just use a napkin just to... Yes, Janet, there's going to be more than one video for Card on Blue because we're just doing 2 cards now. Although they're very simple, you see I'm just showing you. I'm experimenting. I'm having fun. I'm doing techniques. So, yeah, we're cutting the DSP ourselves. So, yes, there'll be 2, maybe 3 videos. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try them both and see. And you guys let me know what you think, too. So, and, you know, there's no right or way. So, these are both coordinating colors. We've looked up Countryside Inn paper, and it said these were both coordinating. So, we have balmy blue. Okay, or we have my original design, boho blue. Okay, so what do you guys like? Balmy blue or boho blue? And the balmy blue coordinates with these little flowers in the back, and of course the boho blue. The balmy blue is the color of these, but of course the boho blue is everywhere. It's all over the card. So I guess whatever the first vote is what I'm sticking onto the card, and that'll be done. I'll add my pearls, and they'll be done. It was mailed on the 14th, Midge. Your paper pumpkin should be there soon. Hello, Melody. Nice to see you. Janet, you're not late to the party. We're always having fun. And I'm almost done. I'm going to give you that sneak peek I told you about. Let's see. We have a boho, both boho. Let me go to the first vote, boho. It looks like everybody likes boho better. Wow. It's funny because it's always interesting how my customers and I have such different tastes. Like I'm always into the brights, you know, like the brighter colors. And it's like so funny because like to me, that reminds me more of the color of my craft room and everything. But yes, I think on this card, you guys are right. That this one, on this particular card, the boho does look better. But for me, I like the balmy better. But on this particular card, you're right. This one looks better. So we're going to stick that on there. And again, this is Stylish Shaped Dies. Just flip it over and kind of push on it so you don't smear the ink. And we need a few little pearls. Let's see where I put them last time. I put one there. Let's do that again. I know I should use the take your pick tool to put the pearls in there. All right. I have a take your pick tool. That's the sad part. See, I have, but this is the spatula side is out. And sometimes, see, it helps to sometimes helps to lift up the pearls with the little spatula. And then there's one up there. All right. But I'm still back to using my finger. I don't know. You got to use what you're comfortable with. So add some pearls, add your white piece, and you are done. And those are the Card on Blue cards. You make 4 of each with all your supplies. Send them out. Change up the backgrounds if you want. Feel free to put them in the Send a Card challenge inside of the VIP group. Share the card you make inside the thread that Janet started for a chance to win a prize. They don't have to be Card on Blue cards to be in that contest. You can just share any cards you make with Stampin' Up! Supplies. All right, what else are we making? So Janet asked the question, so because she got here, so I just want to show those again. The other ones we're making, and this might be 1 or 2 videos, but we might because of all the little parts. Probably we can get them done in quick enough. Maybe I can pre-cut some of the pieces and have them done. But these are what we're making. The rest of this is all circle sayings. And this one is going to be a different type of DSP called Inked Botanicals. And these two are the same design, by the way. This is the same exact design with the measurements. That one and this one. Just different stamps and different, like this one has the shells on it, but it's the same design and the same measurements, right? And then this one's the same design and the same measurements. It's just one's horizontal, one's vertical. It's the same design. They look different, but they're the same. Except this has a different circle and this has a different punch. Well, these are both punches. And then this has petal pink inside, whereas these have very vanilla. So if you want to get started, oops, I'm supposed to put very vanilla inside of those. You can get started on those if you want, because you kind of know how they're going to go together now. You just got to cut your pieces. All right. Bird, bird, bird. Let's find it. Okay, you all voted for the July kit. And this is what you voted for. So you ready for a sneak peek of what we're going to make in July? This is June. By the way, all this was June. And the stamp set, just in case you're not tracking with me, is Circle Sayings. But however, this one, Bird's Eye View, which you voted on for July. When I say you, meaning the Card on Blue Club members voted. And then there's some ties, so I gave it to the VIPs to kind of break the tie for one of the future months. But this is in July. You can sign up now. But we're going to still use some sayings from here, because this one doesn't have sentiments with it. It's just great for stamping and coloring, but it doesn't have sentiments. So this is a sneak peek of one of the papers you're going to get. You're going to be getting, this is called a pecan pie color. And I embossed this piece for you in Misty Moonlight. You're going to be getting some of this ribbon. This is the copper clay ribbon. And you're going to be getting some of this paper called Earth and Elegance. I thought the Earth and Elegance looked really cute with the bird, because you can color the bird in crumb cake and use these colors like the pumpkin pie and copper clay, and they all go with this Earth and Elegance. It's a very nature theme. Okay, so that's one of the papers, and that's one of the cards we're going to make with this one, Bird's Eye View, in July. All right, and then for bingo, sneak peek of this Friday night's bingo, I'm going to be getting in the VIP group and giving you some things, some information about how to get your cards ready. Here's one of the cards we're going to be making for bingo for Zany Zoo. Here's another one we're going to make, and you have all the pieces for that. And here's another one. This one Linda designed, our very own Linda, who's here from Stamp, Cut, and Create. So these are the 3 cards we're making this Friday night in our Zany Zoo bingo. So I'll be getting in the VIP group to help you prepare for those cards. All right, thank you, Gloria, Janet, Melody, Lisa, Linda, Carol, Melissa, all you guys for your comments. And I will see you later. That's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Please check out the description of this video, because in there you'll see offerings, and that's where you can register for my different offerings. Have a good night, everybody.